One of the other students that you didn't get the opportunity to meet tonight, but we certainly heard from, is a young man named Ryan Blankenship. And we heard from Ryan. He sent in this great quote. He said, Eddie Foltz will teach much more than just welding. He teaches job readiness and priceless life lessons. He makes learning welding fun and easy. The people you meet in his class will also become some of your closest friends. Welding Class with Eddie isn't just a class, it's an awesome experience that you'll never forget. Wow, Ryan. If that doesn't make you want to sign up, nothing will. Eddie, it's got to make it all worthwhile when you hear people like Matt talk or read the things that people like Ryan or Laura, Gary, Stacy, all these people that we've touched base with tonight. It's got to make you feel good when we think about what we're building here at VHCC, this culture of excellence and caring for our students. Before we go to the FAQ piece, though, I want you to tell us, Eddie, what makes the welding program so special from your point of view.
Certainly. In the United States, in the projected next 4 years, it is projected that there is needed 600,000 welders in America. Now, Dr. Hutchinson spoke earlier about needing 600 in the next 10 years in this area. And so if you stay in the area, that's great. You know, stay at home. We love to keep you close. But if you like to be nomadic, welding is all across America and across the world. And as I teach my students, welding is welding is welding is welding. An amp is an amp in this nation and in another nation, in another city, in another town. Electrodes are electrodes. The functionality is the same way. Even if you don't speak the language, you can pick up their gear. And if you learn how to use it, you can weld anywhere on the planet. So out of the 327 million people, out of the 600,000 currently hired welders, 7.5% is female. When we come into the class, I have 16 slots. Out of that 327 million, I got 16 slots in day. I've got 16 slots at night. It's all I can house. So it fills up every year. I have not been here a year that my class didn't fill up. So number one, I encourage you to get on board and sign up and get in one of the slots that are left at this time. But as far as the classroom is concerned, I think Matt was talking earlier. You know, I teach a brotherhood. I talk about there's a common denominator. If you know anything about math and don't want to scare anybody on numerator and a denominator, the common denominator is welding. It's the reason we all come here. I'm teaching, you come to learn. It is the commonality that threads us together, no matter our race, creed, religion, habits, hobbies, genre, musics we love, and all those things that may differentiate us. When we come in here, what we have in common is a common denominator. We come to learn how to weld. And so everybody becomes your welding brother and sister. And so we do it as a family. In the classroom. I breathe that, I talk that, I teach that, but I also exemplify that and live that out in front of the classroom. I want it to be a culture to where, listen, we're an elite group. It is 0.17, at 17/100% is hired welders in America. There are more doctors and surgeons than they are hired welders. You become an elitist, you become an elite group. It's kind of a special thing to get to do, to become welders and melt metal and marry it together and build things that goes out into the population and in consumption and use in the population and citizenship. So it's an incredible thing, that's an opportunity of what we get to do. 900,000 actually doctors and surgeons. I actually checked that number today just to make sure I was spot on of the latest numbers. And so 600,000 welders, 900,000 doctors and surgeons. You become a part of an elite group. So in my classroom, I do say you are your brother's keeper. We're using PPE, we're using electricity, we're working with heat. I want us to look at one another and say, you forgot to put your safety glasses on. If that were to happen, we're big on our PPE, but we are human and make mistakes. And so I try to run a classroom to where we have relationships one with another, and that relationship evolves and revolves around welding. And so it is a family environment, if you will. As Matt said earlier, and as Ryan stated, A lot of the students keep up with each other after they graduate. They work at some of the same places. They barbecue on weekends. Those relationships happen like they do in other college courses and things that you can do. But we definitely love to do that in class. My class may be guilty of putting together funds put together by suggestion of one of the students to buy needy children a gift at a certain time that they hear about in the community. If it's student led, man, I just let people do things that speaks into the community and helps each other and causes a certain amount of camaraderie. So I'm passionate about it. I get excited for August to come because I don't know who's coming. I do start looking at my roster. I try to creep on you on Facebook, maybe. I am excited about who's coming. You never know until you walk in, and then you get to enjoy those people when they come to class. So sign up and get ready because we're going to have fun. No matter what's going on the planet, we're going to have fun come to class.
You know, you've built a great culture, not only a culture of learning and talent in the classroom and in those welding booths, but really a culture of caring. And I know you support one another, you care for one another. Students that come into the class in our welding program here, you're not alone. It really is a brotherhood, a sisterhood. We're going to lock arms. We're going to get you to the finish line. So if you're thinking about a career in welding, know that you're going to enter into a culture of caring where you can be a part of something really unique.